Gorilla!
Well, now I'm sure we got sound. That's coming in from a different microphone. Let me switch back over again one more time. Let me check. Yeah, I'm getting sound here. Let's try one more time. See if I can switch back to the H6. Check, check, one. Yeah, now the H6 is working. I'm not sure why that didn't work. It was not working, but now it looks like it's going. Will confirm to me that you can now hear my sound. That's what I would like to do. Whole Pisser says, hey, hello, Whole Pisser. Glad to have you with us. Just waiting for confirmation from the chat room. Actually, you know what? I can do a test right now. Let's see. Right now? Yep, I'm hearing sound through the stream. Okay, so we are sending sound again. Thanks for that. I have a feeling that was a problem with the OBS, but all right. So welcome to everyone who's here. Let me switch over to this for a second, this view, since I started without sound. We'll continue this. So we did Sleep Deprivation Show yesterday. Today's episode 47, Lightsaber Walls Part 5. Today I hope to actually get the code where we determine if the drone is crossing over or not. So I think we'll hopefully get that. I've got a couple ideas on how to solve that. We'll see what we get. I also have a new webcam, and I have a new key cam as well, where you can actually see the keys as I press them, which is useful when we're talking about user interfaces and the keys that we press. Yesterday I was talking about the brace keys, which are right here and here, and how they were difficult to press because you had to hold the shift key down, hit the brace key, and then release the shift key, that sort of thing. Whereas these keys, the home keys, are much easier to hit. The enter key, because it's fat, the caps lock, the tab, easy. Any key on the corner is easy to hit, like the backspace here or the tilde. Those are easy, the control keys. But that has to do with layout and design things, and if those issues come up, we've got that keyboard cam that we can switch over to. Was I a hand model in a former life? Asks Will. Yeah, my wife looks at my hands and says, "You've never worked a day in your life," is what she says. Yeah, the hands have been relatively protected from anything that might callus them up. Yeah, I tell everyone I may not, have a body like I'm a bodybuilder out here, but in here I'm like, Arnold Schwarzenegger or some other equivalent, The Rock. I'm The Rock up here. All right, so let's see if we can back that claim up with some proof by getting these drones actually hitting the walls today. So anybody who's joining us hasn't watched in a while, we can do a launch. Actually, we'll just do it right over the live stream since I've got the overlay loaded up here. Just a quick review of what we can do. We can launch a rocket. We've been able to do that for a while. We have the ability to set up some test walls like this, where the balls get thrown up and they split apart, and they can create a vertical or a horizontal wall. We have the ability to drop out a drone like this. And now if I go down and if I move through the wall, I think I'm going to blow up after I leave the wall, as I recall. We have kind of gotten to a point where we don't blow up inside, but once we're outside of underneath the wall, we blow up. So we're just kind of checking to see right now, are we at least in this zone of the horizontal wall? That's where we left off. So with that, let's go find that code where we were and figure that out. I don't think it was in wall. I think we were in sprites where we were kind of starting out, and we had this horizontal wall bounce. There's the code right there that just executed. Basically what's happening is if we're in the range, we say destroy by 200. we discovered at the end of the sleep deprivation show that, hey, we're just adding on to that expiration date every time we call it. So that's why it wasn't blowing up as soon as it came in there. We could change that.
Hello.
Yeah. What? See, Hole Pisser comment. What's he saying? Drone. What is that keyboard? All right, let's switch back. Here's the keyboard again. Let me dock and I'll explain what's going on here. There's two things going on with the keyboard here that are maybe a little surprising here. So we'll just kind of clean up the screen a little bit, get rid of that. So number one is it's a Microsoft Natural keyboard. Okay? Microsoft Natural keyboard. I do that so that my elbows are out while I work instead of in tight, like this. Part of the science of great UI is also, you could argue, science of being able to live a long time without getting things like carpal tunnel and other kinds of repetitive stress disorder or syndromes or injuries, repetitive stress injuries, RSIs. And so one of the ways to do that is to make sure that your body is not under stress when you're doing the same thing every day. Now, when I was younger, I used to code on average about 12 hours every day, 365 days a year for years. Every day I would just spend 12 hours a day, Saturdays, Sundays, and I would often go 16 hours on many days, just nonstop, because I was, that's where I was. That was autism in its, extreme. Now I'm 8 hours a day minimum, and as much as I can sneak above that without getting in too much trouble with family members who like to see me as a dad or a husband. So that's one thing. It's the keyboard, so it's relaxing. You can see also I'm wearing the wrist straps right here. And I've been doing this for about, I think, 16 years. As I started learning about RSI and those kinds of problems, I was thinking, you know what? I should totally protect these hands to keep from getting carpal tunnel. And so I started that about 16 years ago, and I totally believe that if I had not done that, had I kept going until there was pain, that I would not be able to code as much as I do right now. So the wrist straps are in there as well to reduce the chances of getting RSI. And then the third thing that's going on here is you may notice I don't have a QWERTY layout. It goes QWFPG, and then over here JLUY. It's not QWERTY. This is what's known as the Colmac layout. And the Colmac layout is, well, actually, let's give some history. You probably have heard this, but QWERTY, the reason the keys are all in this goofy position on the QWERTY layout is because when the typewriters first came out, people got so fast with the layout they had that they were jamming up the little stamps that come up and slam against the paper. And so what they did is they essentially took a step backwards in design. They made the layout, the QWERTY layout, because it was harder to hit the keys so fast. It limited your maximum typing speed. Instead of fixing the real problem, keeping the keys from jamming, right, solving that, they solved the problem by taking a step backwards, and it had a huge impact. Quantifiably, I'm estimating in my head, but it has to be huge on the overall production and acceleration in the future of mankind, right? It was a huge, huge impact because the keyboards are used by everybody, and the QWERTY keyboard is incredibly widely in use in English and European, in English-speaking countries in Europe. As well, and there are variations of that even in other countries that don't speak English. So it's problematic. The Colmac layout is kind of a blend between the ideal layout and the QWERTY layout. Notice it gets down here. It gives you the Z, X, C, and V keys, which are commonly used for like cut, copy, paste, and undo. Those are in the same places, and the B as well. So this row here has not changed. So to some degree, that's arguably a compromise. It's not bad. And everything else is changed so that the keys you're more likely to hit that are more common in the English language are right here in the home keys. And there are a few things I don't like about it, but it took about 2 months to get semi-competent, still looking at it, and about a year to get about, I would say maybe about, I'd say about 80% to as fast as I was before. So I feel like I'm not as fast as I was before, but I'm definitely using less energy and less strain to type in the words, right? So I feel like I'm still kind of transitioning over, and it doesn't help that sometimes I'm on a different keyboard that's QWERTY layout, and I'm kind of switching and maintaining two different layouts in my head. However, I do prefer this, and I'm not going back on my dev machine. So that's the other thing that's going on there. Okay. Holpisser says, sounds like my life, but I'm playing games. I cannot touch games, Holpisser, because if I touch a game, I won't come out. I will immerse myself. I'll investigate that game. I'll find ways to break out of the walls, just to understand the limits of how it was built. So I am not allowed to go into those things by my own self, because I won't come out and I won't get anything done. So I'm saving for retirement. Maybe that's what I do when I retire. But for now, no games for me. I can write them, but I can't play them. So, all right. So we could fix this right here and have it, and let's just try that. Let's make this so that if the expiration date is not set, then we set it. And we could do that, which is arguably maybe not what we want to do, but if we do at least this, then when we fly under it, it should blow. And let's just do that test to see to see how that works. So we're going to reload that overlay. And Will Bennett says, wow, Mr. History, I learned something new, must investigate. Yeah. It's kind of interesting because you could kind of, if you're into conspiracy theories, you could totally make this a conspiracy theory that the man changed this to destroy, the common person's ability to rise up through the ranks and to separate the classes, right? It's kind of a fun conspiracy theory. All right, so let's go in and say, let's say test wall like that. Let's drop out a drone. I think I can do it without a launch. I can. Let's go down. And now as soon as I move to the right and enter it, I should blow up within about 200 milliseconds. That's it right there. Okay, good. So that fix did confirm what we were suspecting was happening here. So and then now the question is, if we say destroy by 300 milliseconds, and now we get a second call to destroy by and we add on to it, should we extend the life or not? I'm kind of okay with it like it is now, that we won't. If we give an initial command to destroy in 2 seconds, and in 1 second we say, now destroy yourself in 4 seconds, we're going to ignore that and just die. Yeah, I agree with Will's comment, die, drone, die. Okay, excellent. So there's that. Let's go back over in here and let's look at our code. So this is going to tell us if the sprite is in this zone. I really think the way because we don't have control over time, and it's possible that, just to say we don't have control over how fast the processor's running, right? We are updating when the drone's at one point. If you notice right over here, the wall over here, we're going to update when the drone is maybe on the other side of that as well, right? So we might say the drone's here, and then in the next update, the drone's on the other side. Well, in either of those cases, it may not be overlapping the wall, but it's definitely like in this range. What we really, I think, want, rather than this check here, is we really want to see if the line between the 2 points that the drone has been in crosses the line of the wall. And if that's the case, then we say, whoa, no, we're going to bounce you back. So that's what we're looking for. Does the line cross? With our regular bounce code, that when we drop something, like, for example, if I drop a... let's do this. Let me to demonstrate here. Whoops, what am I doing? I'm up here typing. I don't want to be there. Hold on. Will Bennett says you also always add another function that takes the actual time to die to allow for the 2 paradigms, add the 2 expiration time, or updating it. Yeah, well, that's kind of, yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, I'm not going to do that though, Will. I'm going with your first comment, die, drone, die. Okay, die, drone, die. Okay, now let's launch again. Let's show the bounce here so that this is obvious. I'm going to change over to Pluto because it's got low gravity. I'm going to go right for 5 seconds. And as I get close, I'm going to drop a meteor against the wall. Watch it bounce off the wall. Bounce off the wall. And it's coming back over. It's going to bounce off the wall. And then finally it's going to, whoa, just like that. Okay, that was close. By the way, I've got some incredibly cool things planned for the future that I'm fighting with my better half on whether I'm allowed to be able to set pyrotechnics off in the house remotely from the chat room. Once I get approval on the pyrotechnics, it's going to be so awesome. That's all I'm going to say right now. I just have to, I'm building stuff up and I'm acquiring things. I don't have everything I need, but I think it's going to be really, really flippin' cool to be able to set explosions off in right here, live. She's like, no pyrotechnics in the house is right now. So we'll see. You know, it's negotiation. It's all negotiation. Okay, so we've got the bounce. The bounce right now, code, that never needs to see if it's crossing the line. It just, because it's never ever allowed to be outside of there. So if I've got it outside over here, and in other words, off to this side of the screen, or over in negative over there, then it's clearly crossed the line. We know that, so the bounce code never needs to check that if that's the case. So I think I'm looking for a something that checks to see are two lines, is there an intersection of two lines? And if there is, then I'm going to do the bounce. That's what I'm going to do. Well, then it says, the id always win. Looking forward to it. Sorry, sex positive. Yeah. That's right. She's not here, so we can talk about that all we want. Hopefully she doesn't watch the videos, and we'll keep going. All right, let's do this. I don't have, off the top of my head, I don't know how to do this, tell if lines are crossing. Let's just do that line intersection. I don't remember how to do that. Let's see if we can help ourselves out with some JavaScript code, maybe. Collision detect and two lines intersect. I'll take it. I like it. Returns true if the line from here intersects with that. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm going to be happy about that. Okay. Nice. And this is vector math. And I have to tell you, this is an area of math I never really got trained on, and every time I hear about it, I'm like, oh man, I really wish I spent more time or had an opportunity to learn about vector math. That's like super cool stuff. It sounds like a lot of the stuff that we're doing, we could make it a lot easier. I know Will has suggested using vectors on in our physics engine, which we're not doing. And I'm like, you know, and part of the reason we're not doing it is because, like, when am I going to learn how to do that? And it's just not bubbling up in the priority, because I am like building CodeRushed and making sure it's awesome, and doing other things at DevExpress, and then coming back here and coding like a couple hours, 3 days a week. So, all right, so let's look at that code. I'm going to pop it right in here. I'm just going to paste it in here. I'm going to define all of these as numbers, because that's the TypeScript way, like that. And intersects, and it's going to return a Boolean, I guess. Is that right? Yes, it looks like it's a Boolean. So put that Boolean right there, and take out the word function, and let's indent it. I'm hitting the tab key. It's not indenting. Oh, interesting. That's because that was selected, I bet, isn't it? Is that what's happening? Yep. Okay, interesting. All right, I need to this is a bug I need my team to look at. Give me a second to make myself a reminder on that. Okay, on that. All right, got it. Okay, so we'll hit Control D instead to format that. Okay, and what do we got? These are probably all numbers. Let's change this to a let, because we like to use let. We're getting in the practice of doing that. And lambda, like that. And just looking at the code, So these C minus A, so A and C are at the X versions. So this is like kind of like X1, X2. I think I want to rename this to AX. AX, And I'm going to rename this to AY, like that. No, AX1, hold on. AX1, AY1. This is going to be AX2. So that's the second point in line A. That's kind of the idea there. And this is going to be AY2. And now I'm kind of thinking, why not just create a line class? But anyway, that's where we are. This I'm going to call BX1, like that. This is going to be BY1. And I think this is also going to make the code easier to read if we've got kind of this thing going on. And this is BX2. And this is BY2, like that. And so now, we notice we can see, okay, now we're taking BY minus B1. And I bet we do that more than once. BY2 minus BY1. Do we have that? BY2 minus BY1. We do. So check it out. Do we have... Yeah, we don't have introduce local yet. I totally want it. So let's create a new number like that, and it's going to be called B delta Y. It's going to be equal to BY2 minus BY1. Let's look for that. Okay. Whoops. What is happening? What just happened? I want that. And can I paste? Yep. And paste. Is that it? And that's it. Okay. So that's B delta Y. We're going to change this to, let's change this to A delta Y. Like that. And make that A. Looks like. And I bet I've got an AY2 minus AY1 in here too. Don't I? There's one. Just one. Okay. And let's take both of these and create versions for X as well. Because I bet we've got these. There's one, just one. Okay. Now, the cool thing is we get to remove the parens down here, which cleans this up. And then AX2 minus AX1 is A delta X, right? Let's just confirm that. Let's see. Will Bennett says it's not as bad as you think. Once you create the class, everything else is taken care of. Just use Google's to find the formulas, which aren't as complex as you may think. I'm not sure what you're responding that to, and I'm sorry, Will, because I think I said something that was responding to what I was saying there. Yeah, that sounds like good advice. I love math, but not that. Oh, you're talking about the vectors. That's what you're talking about. Got it. Yeah, vector math. Yes, thank you. Once you create the class, everything else is taken care of. Got it. Yes. I suspect you're highly right that this is one of those things where I just have to lean into it and open my mind, spend a little bit of time and grab it. And I'm sure I'll probably be so excited by it that I'll just, be telling everybody about vectors for days. That's what I think is going to happen. Will says, I love math, but I'm not that good at it. If you can do it, or if I can do it, you can too. Okay, Will, you've motivated me. I believe I can. All right, so we're going to take that one right there. Is there another one? There's another one right there. And is that it? Okay, that's it. So we've got that. And what are the other ones we have? We have BX2 minus AX1. Do we have any more of those? We have that more than twice. So that BX2 minus AX1, what do we call that? That's like the corner deltas is what I would call those. Those are the corner, the opposite line deltas, X's is what those are. I'm going to call that a corner delta X. Do we have that? Hold on. We have X2 and then we have BX1 minus B, but wait. BX1 minus BX2. This is the opposite. BX1 minus BX2 is the opposite of B delta X. Right? BX1 minus BX2 is negative B delta X. Confirm that for me if you don't mind, chat room. I think that is equal to that. Just want to double check to make sure I'm not destroying the formula as I come in here. But I want to kind of, I'm trying to simplify this so we understand it, so we can see it. Let's look at this one more time. Bx1 is what we had. Yeah. So that, b delta x, bx1 minus bx2. Yeah. I'm going to say yes to that this is okay to replace that. I just had to very carefully look at that. What else do we have? We have ay1 minus ay2 is a delta y negative. Right there. ay1 minus ay2 is negative a delta y. Okay? All right. Okay. Super interesting. Okay, next we have these two corner pieces here that are showing up here. And I guess I'm gonna call it a corner X and a corner Y. What's cool is this is, we're simplifying here. So we're gonna say corner X, and that's equal to bx2 minus ax1. Looks like a great test case for fiddle. Draw the lines as a manual unit test. That's what I do anyway. Yeah, good idea. Let's see what we can do here. Bx2 minus ax1. It's not bad to get me into fiddle again because we did that once. And let's see. And this one's going to be this is going to be b, y. Come on, where are you? by2 minus ay1, like that. Okay, corner y is by2 minus ay1. There it is there. There it is there. Let's clean this up. Clean this up. Okay, okay, we can take this. This now becomes a minus, like that. Got an extra paren, I think. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty good about that, although I think I want to simplify this just a tiny bit and change it to this. There we go. Nice, and look at that symmetry. It's way better than before, I think, my argument. Now, the only other thing we could do to go beyond this is, the only other improvement is we can say, well, let's turn these into lines, create our own line class. But for now, I am going to not do that. I'm going to just keep it as it is. And so this is going to return true if there's an intersection. Okay? And now let's just update our comment. AX2, and this is AY1 to AY2. And if that intersects this line, which is going to be B, whoops, BX1, B. Maruko Tanada says, drop. Hard to type with the braces on, isn't it? No, it's not. Hand braces? Are we talking about these or something else? I'm not sure. No, it's totally easy for me. It's not I get full motion and range here. There's nothing that stops that, if that's what the question is. Wait a second. Hard to type with the braces on. Are you talking about the actual braces that I typed into the code a second ago? Maybe that's what it is. True if, is that a typo? If and only if, yeah, it might be. I'm going to say that. That was from the code we took. Well, I guess IFF is if and only if, isn't it? I think that's what it is. Line 302. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's our intersects question. Now, to do the intersects, well, we're going to, let's just take a look at the wall bounce where it's called from here. See if we can find that. That's happening out here in our main. We call wall bounce right there. That happens after we update the position. Okay? So at this point, update position has been called on the rocket, and it's been called, where's on everything else too? Where's my other update positions here? Or not? Is that happening in my draw? Let's see. Let's look at our meteors. All meters. Whoops. Well, maybe we're updating our meteors before we draw. Nope. Unless we're doing it here. Let me just drill in. I'm trying to figure out what the order is. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we're going to update the position just before we draw it. The problem is we don't want this here. We kind of structurally need to change this up a bit. The reason why is because we want to update the position. Then we would say, are you on the wrong spot? And then we want to correct it. So we want a chance to do that. And that's going to be in our horizontal wall bounce. So I'm going to have to take this right here, which is in sprites. And I'm going to have to instead create a new function in here called update position, I think is what I'm going to have to do. So let's create a new function in here, update position. I feel like I'm getting into all kinds of trouble. I haven't done a test in a while. And that's going to take a time. That's going to come in there. Call it now. And that's going to return a void like that. And we're going to say, if this moves, then update the positions. That's what we're going to do. And maybe we'll call that update positions. Then now the problem is everything that we call draw on. Wait, what's going on here? Duplicate function implementation. Well, that's good news. What's going on with our let's go find it. Update positions in sprites. There it is right there. Where's this one called from is the question. Well, let's see. Only here. Are we sure that's only called from here? That's interesting. Oh, wait. No, my search. Let's try again. Search was not the files. Oh, no, it did have TSs. It had TSs. Okay. All right. I thought I saw the CS and thought that was the case. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. So there's also this one right here. Oh, wait. I think I get it. I think I get what was going on here. Hold on a second. Let me undo this. Let me go back to where I was. This is the code that I had that was elsewhere in this file. It was in the draw function. Now, this is why I don't have the call, because I took it away, is what was happening here. So that's why I couldn't find any calls to it. So there's the call. So update. So this was called from draw. I now want to call this update positions. But now what I really want to do, I'm going to change. I want to rename this to say free positions, because I want to be not owned, non-owned positions for non-owned elements, for free elements. Update positions for free elements. For moving elements, for free elements, something like that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we'll call that. We'll call this update position, so we'll give it this right here. And now we need to find draw and see where it's being called. Digits don't move. Coins don't move. Bees do move. So we need kind of an update positions here for bees, although don't think we're doing any bees yet, creating any bees. I think we were at some point, but I'm not sure if that's still working or not. We can maybe try that next time. There's all drones, so we've got that. All meteors will be next. Update the positions. And red explosions. So, looks like we need to fix this. as well. We need to declare this, I think, inside sprite collection. I'm like, what could go wrong? I'm making like multiple changes all over the place to files without testing. I'm sure it'll all be perfect. Okay, there's update positions, and now we need to do code that looks like this inside here. We basically got sprites that we own, and we've got child collections as well that we own, and we just want to call update positions on both of those. We want to come in here, pass in now, and we want to do this exact same thing for sprite collection in place of the destroy call that we copied. So there, like that. Okay, that gives us our update positions. Okay, some chat room stuff. Let me catch up with that. Usually in the frame update, you would call update, then draw. This allows for interpolation. You can do as many updates before a draw in order to eliminate reduced floating point errors. And Maruko says, ship it. Why didn't we see that happen? Is ship it the wrong one? Will says, seems all the entities should have an update and a draw. Let them determine if they should actually update. That way the outer code does not have so much responsibility. Encapsulation 101. I felt really good about everything until I read the words encapsulation 101, in which case, okay, yeah, maybe you're right. I should have done that. Let's think about that for a second. Hold on. Well, I think we do have this, actually. The sprites update function is actually called. What happens in update positions is, well, we check to see if the whole sprite collection moves, if it moves like it's a falling item or a moving item, and then we call this, and then this one goes in and calls each sprite's individual update position, and that code does this, or it can be overridden, as we've seen with the drone. Okay, so I feel like we have encapsulation here. I feel like we actually do have it, Will. But maybe there's something I'm missing that I'm not quite getting there. So we've got this. The problem we are having here is I haven't grabbed my explosions and put them into a sprite collection yet, or my flowers, and so I've got all of this mess here, and it's about to double up. And however, I'm reluctant to refactor it at this moment because I have all this other code, this kind of debt that's accumulated that might be broken, and I need to test that too. So I think what I'm going to do is go with the bad solution here first because it gets us out to testing faster, and then come back and deal with refactoring. Refactoring this isn't rocket science. And so adding the additional technical debt now where we're going to have to refactor by basically taking all these draws and creating update position calls on them, right? That is going to, that ultimate cost is going to be less, I think, than refactoring first while we've got all these other things I want to test. So, well, Bennett also says, so the outer loop should just be entity.update, entity.draw. Yeah, okay. I think we're kind of getting close to that in terms of entities will be sprite collections. And Will Bennett says, understood, Cap'n, and just pointing out technical debt. Absolutely. That's why we're here in a lot of ways, right? To talk about the decisions that we make as we're writing the code. And so technical debt is here. I'm balancing technical debt versus have I created bugs, and the more time that passes since the time I created the bug, generally the more time and effort it takes to fix the bug. So I want to get in and do the testing on that code I've written. So, so we've got update positions on the meteors, the drones, the rocket. We don't need to do that. We've already called update position up above. The explosions, we definitely need to do that on that. So at least the explosions we got to bring down. Oh, wait a minute. No, we don't. Explosions are the things that don't move. Those are on the ground. The flowers we don't need to. The walls we don't need to. Or do we? The walls we do. Because the walls are moving. So we're going to come in here and say all walls.update positions. Or is it the end caps? Maybe the walls don't. Let's take a look at our walls. I don't think the walls we need to. Let's see. Well, no, wait. No, because the walls they own do move. So I'm going to say, yeah, I think the answer is yes. We're going to need to do that, call update positions on walls. And end caps we are going to probably most likely also need to call update positions on. And that now feels like, I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. Now I think we can test. Can we test? And it's been so long, I'm forgetting exactly what we're testing here. Let's go back looking at the original code. Oh, we haven't really done anything yet, actually. Basically, what we're looking for is that, first of all, everything still works. We need to use that line intersection that we created, which is, I think it's down, here we go, intersects. We need to do the intersects. And we need to do one other thing. So right now we're just checking to see, make sure everything works, that things still move as we're expecting them to, meters still bounce off walls, that sort of thing. If anything is not moving, then that means we need to fix that. Once we get that, then we're going to come back and we're going to store the previous position of the drone before the update, and we'll have its new position. Then we're going to, oh, I know the thing we need to do. We need to make sure that wall bounce happens just at the right time. Wall bounce needs to happen after everything's, all the positions have been updated. Right here. That's when wall bounce needs to happen. That was the piece that I need to do. So now we've got this intersection between update positions and wall bounce. That's going to allow us to update to update the position there. And excellent. Okay. I'm just seeing Will Bennett saying that ship it should be comp ship. Let's do one thing here. Let's go in. Give me 1 second. Let's bring this up over here. Let's, what else do I need to do? Let's bring this over to my other monitor. So we had a comp ship over there. There it is right there. Oh, it compiles ship it. This is the shortcut. So the question is, should we have this be something different other than comp ship it? Yeah, I only have the ability to have 2 different alternates on there. So ICSI is it compiles ship it. I was going to go off of that suggestion, that implied suggestion from the discussion between Maruko and Will to change this, but I'm going to keep it as it is. So comp ship is what you can use when you want Mr. Announcer Guide to say it compiles ship it. Okay, good. So now we got a wall bounce. So now we just want to do a test to make sure everything is still working. So we're going to refresh right here and reload the overlay. The overlay is loaded. So let's do a launch. Let's drop a seed. The seed's not moving. Do I have an all seeds in here somewhere? Where are my seeds? All seeds.bounce, all seeds.draw. That's coming down here. And then we're going to say all seeds.update positions. That. Okay. Let's refresh. Or let's see if we got any other problems. There's our seed. The seed's never landing. Let's drop a meteor. Meteors do land. And let's go right for 5 seconds. Drop a meteor again. And drop. Wait, hold on a second. Right. 4 seconds. Drop. I want to get it off. Let me change to Pluto here so we've got less gravity here to deal with. Let's go left. 4 seconds. And now we're going to drop it just as we get close. Boom. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. So that's working. Let's look at drones. We'll go right for 33 seconds. Go up for 22 seconds. Should be bouncing all over the place. Good. All right, so that's working. I guess let's do a drone catch too, I suppose. Let's go right about 3 seconds. It actually was 2. And let's see, there we go. Let's drop a drone. Let's drop that. See if Maruko can catch that before it lands hard to do on the stream. Here, I'll do another one. I'll drop another one on you right here. I think that'll work. Oh, not too far. Okay, let's try one more time. Here comes another drop. You can put in fractions, so you can say left 0.2 if you want to, Maruko. And I can also do the same here. Oh, there you go. You're doing it. All right, here we go. Here comes the drop. And this is likely to be catch. And then once you got the catch, perfect. Now you can toss it with the T command. So bang T space, and then you pass in the horizontal or the horizontal velocity, which way you want it to go, left or right, and the number, comma. There you go. Oh, look at that. Toss it over to me. Perfect. And I'll go, I'm going to try tossing it back over to you. I'm going to go left by about -1 and up -1. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was not good. All right, so let's try again. Toss negative to...
He's awesome!
-1. And then give it a -2 so at least gets above me. No, it's not. That's not enough to take it above me. Why isn't the -2 jumping it higher up? We're on Pluto. Okay, I'll do -4. Oh, I know why. Sorry, my bad. We changed this. Negative means down. I need it to be up, which is a 3. There we go. Not quite enough. Oh well. And now, boom. So we made a structural change. We've made test everything. Let's see what happens when I type in the B command. Oh yeah, I got a B, but I don't think I can do anything with it. Can I move it? Yeah, I can't move it. It's just a B floating around. It's not really doing anything. Yeah, no bees. Okay, the bees aren't going to go away when I dock up it.
Mark doesn't know what he's doing.
Yes, Mark doesn't know what he's doing. Speaking of which, when we dock, I think the bees are going to stick around. Wait, what? Oh, that right there. That is a bug. That's a new bug we just built. That bug, that was held onto by a drone, I believe. Hey, honey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
My wife is great, everybody. You have given any thought to pyrotechnics in the house?
Yes, I've given it a lot of thought.
And you change of heart?
My change of heart is no way.
It's a child. This
way!
is a family show, so you can't say anything between no and way.
I know. I was really, really holding myself back, but there's no way. There's fire in my.
Just a little bit of fire.
No fire.
All we want is a little bit of fire.
Nope.
Okay. All right. So she's still on the fence, it sounds like, and so we're going to. Let me do this. Let me switch over here, and switch back over there, and we're going to now. We're just reloading that. Let's look at why we got that new bug. That bug is definitely new. You know what we should do? We should do a poll. Right? Maybe we should do a poll. Should we exercise our power, my power as a man, and the what is it? This is my castle. My home is my castle. What is it? I need to look up this. I need to go look up some old timer chauvinism or male stuff, and then come in and just say, "Honey, fire in the home." So anyway. Let's see. Maruko says, I would suggest no on explosives in the house. I have some experience with that. These are actually,
Thank you.
These are not dangerous explosives. Maruko, my wife, is shouting that you're her favorite. These are not dangerous explosives. They're used. I used to use these all the time as a kid when when magic was my hobby.
Explains a lot.
She's like, explains a lot. I got to get you a microphone, I think, for this show. We get you just as a separate heckler the whole time, and it would be huge. People would love it. All right. Okay. So, yeah. Well, but it's careful. It says careful, Mark. She can hear you. Right. So, let's take a look at this bug. I have a hunch on the bug. So the hunch on the bug has to do with update positions. I think we were in Sprite Proxy. No, not Sprite Proxy. Hold on a second. Yeah, so just what I want to have happen, I'll say this quietly so she can't hear me, is that when that explosive, if it hits here in this area, that's when we see flame come up. Okay, that was supposed to be so you couldn't hear me. All right. Okay, well, she's on the fence. I know. It's just gonna take a little bit of negotiation. We'll get a yes. I'm sure we will. All right, so let's see what I want to do here. If not owned, this is the piece here. The sprite, I think, is still feeling like it's owned. Okay, this sprite is the meteor in this case, right? The meteor is the descendant. I think the problem is happening when we're calling destroy by on the drone. It's not freeing up and saying, hey, let yourself go. This did work before, but now it's not. And I don't know why. It's not that. There's something in here called destroy, I think. Destroy by in wall. Do I have anything in drone? The only thing I have in drone is up here, destroying. Okay. If this dot meteor, then I'm setting owned to false in meteor. So it feels like destroying is not called. It's called from sprites, but it's not called from destroy by. So I think what I want is destroy by, and I think I have destroying. Do I have destroying in? Yeah, destroying is in sprite proxy. Excellent. So I'm going to call destroying from here in my destroy by method. So let's go over here and look at this. Destroy by. Whoops, that's what I wanted. Sorry, I wanted to hit this and then type in destroy by in sprite proxy. And then I want to call, do I want to call destroying here or no? I think I want to call it here. And remove expired sprites. So that's removing, or alternatively destroying. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to call it here. It's a little weird to call two functions right back to back. It's almost as if you only need one. But I'm going to do it. We'll see what happens. Will Bennett is suggesting, Maruko says, when the drone is destroyed, yeah, like that's what you're saying. Will Bennett says, maybe you can broadcast from your safe room, blow that up, and the rest of the house remains intact. I'm telling you, it's safe. It's safe. It's safe. This is my safe room. Instead of... Oh, okay. Will Bennett says, my wife is shouting, it's my bedroom. So I'm in Costa Rica and we're renting a home in Costa Rica and there's not a lot of space. And so we basically taken the bedroom, split it in half, drew up a curtain, and I've got my office in half of it. So that's why you hear the shouts of it's my bedroom in the background. Instead of pyrotechnics, you can use something like Insteon, the X10 replacement to flash lights or something. Yeah. Fire is so much more fun, Will. Also, the other thing that I want to do is I want jets of smoke coming up behind me, just like that. So I want flame in the front, smoke in the back. If you land a hit here, is what I want. The downside is for the flame, I'd only be able to do a certain number per show because it's actual fire and you have to load these up in advance. Clark, I has a Twitch chat enabled lamp. I know, it's a lamp. I want fire and smoke is what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't want a lamp. A lamp is like, I can do that. No, that's not a problem. I want to light stuff off. That's what I want to do. It's going to be so cool if we can make that work. So she's on the fence. I know it.
You could just do a graphic on your computer screen.
Yeah, okay. She says I could do a graphic on the computer screen. I've already got a graphic. I want to combine real fire. I want to do it. I think it's going to be fun. We'll see if we can do it or not. We'll see. We don't know. It might not work.
We do know.
We'll try. We're going to try. So anyway, that's coming up in like probably December-ish time frame, I think. Because I need to get some, December never, she says. Okay. I either got to give you a mic, Karen. You want to call and Skype in? You could do it from your computer if you want to, or let's get back to the code here. So so let's see if that fixes it. Let's see if that fixes it. So we want to come in and let's do that. Let's see. Yeah, Will Bennett says, it depends, Mark. But how comfy is your couch? Maruka says you could do it, but then you got to sleep on the couch. No, it's worse than that. I won't be if I don't get we don't get consensus. It's not going to happen. So we got to get consensus, or I got to be really sneaky and nothing. Just consensus only. All right, let's try reloading and see if that works. What the change we've made works. So the test is we're going to catch a meteor on the drone, and then we're going to blow up the drone and see if that cleans itself up, like we're hoping it should. All right, so let's do let's drop a drone, and let's go left by about 0.3. Oh, I guess we're going to go more than that. Let's go left by about 0.5. Let's drop. And let's do, I guess I have to do a launch now. And then a dock. And it falls. Good. That's the fix. So excellent. Looks like now we're in trouble. Sex positive, my wife, is now in the chat room, and she's saying no fire in the bedroom.
Fixed.
Yeah, this is fixed, but we've got a problem, and my wife is in the chat room. I don't know. Can we block her? I got to figure that out. What are we gonna be? Because we need to talk. We need to talk about fire. Okay. All right. So so that's fixed. Let's look now next what we need to do. And by the way, Rory, I think, is going to be coming in here soon, so hopefully we'll see him in a second or two. What we need to do is we need to get the line coordinates. And to get the line coordinates, we want to actually, now that, sex positive is here, we can do a poll. Let's do this. Poll, fire in the bedroom, like this. And answer 1 is yes. Answer 2 is no, like that. And let's see. All right, so we've got a poll up right here. And to answer this question, you just type in a 1 or a 2 to see what you're thinking. I'm saying yes to this. So sex positive, this is an this is a popular appeal to popularity here. If you want to vote no, you would say a 2 right now in the chat room, or a 1 for yes. And we'll see if we have consensus right here. Waiting on it. You've got 13 seconds to vote, sex positive.
Wait, where am I voting?
You got it in the chat room. You got to type it in. Just 1 or a 2. 1 means yes. Oh, a no. There it is. We don't have consensus yet, boys. We can't do it. She sounds scary, says Maruko. Yes. Why do you think? Oh, we got 2 no's. Wait, how did we get 2 no's? Oh, Maruko said no because you scared Maruko.
Good.
All right, so we're tied. We don't have consensus yet, but we can see we're on the wall. We're working our way through. We've got some time anyway before I have everything I need to do this. Okay. Ooh, Roy Becker's calling. Let's bring him in. Roy Becker.
Hello.
How are you doing? People in
I'm doing fine.
Let me see if I can hear you in the chat room here. Let's see. I hear myself. But I don't hear you. Why don't I hear you in the chat room? Speak again to me, Rory.
Testing. How are you today?
Yeah, it looks like we're broadcasting you. Let me share my screen. Let's see. Oh, guess what? Today, good news. Today, Skype sees all my displays. So
fantastic.
We're going to share one of those with you.
Bennett can hear me. This is good. Perhaps a little low, he says.
Okay.
I
volume too high?
A minute ago, and I saw a poll involving fire.
Yeah, there's fire in there. There's fire was the poll. It didn't go well. It was a really bad poll. We got bad results. I think the main thing is Roy's too loud. Is that our problem? I'm going to drop his volume just a little bit and let me know in the chat room if this is better or if he's too loud or too quiet. Will Bennett saying, let Rory vote. Let Rory vote. Maruko says, I know how scary my wife is. Mark, here's a tip. Never upset the woman who cooks your food. No, you never want to upset Karen Mangicotti.
I think the very default sensible position is to agree with Karen.
Absolutely, at all times, because
It's a very just default.
yeah,
plan.
no, because you have to, because she's so awesome and everything. So, all right, so we've got our Skype volume set. Sounds like we might be okay with regards to our volume, your volume going through. Roy, here's where we are. We have added a inside of our override, our wall sprites override. We've added an intersects function, which we have not tested yet. We pasted this in from some code that originally looked like this right here. Okay, and it was a little bit like that, and we refactored
Sort
it.
of encrypted almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's abstract.
I wanted it to look a little bit better. It'd be a little easier to understand. And one of our big wins in the refactoring is we got some symmetry on these two lines of code, which previously didn't really have it. It wasn't clear what was going on when we were just glancing at it. So we refactored the code. We're pretty sure that we didn't screw up the code when we refactored it. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm hopeful and pretty sure. We have not written any code that calls it yet. We need to do one thing here. And inside of our sprite proxy, in here we've got like an update position, I think is what we've got somewhere in here. There it is, update position. Now, I want to see where the descendants are of this, the overrides.
So, Mark, your intersects method, that's taking 4 sets of coordinates? Are those representative of 2 lines or
Yes.
2 rectangles?
2 lines. The point, sorry, let me back up and let you know what we're doing here. Hold on a second. Let me catch up with the, weren't we doing something with code here, asked Maruko. Yes, we were. We're getting back to it. Mark translation, pretty sure equals fingers crossed, I think is, yeah, that's right. Pretty sure equals fingers crossed. That's right. That's with regards to the pretty sure it works. So let's see. So what we're doing, walls, intersection. What we want to do is we want to see if the position that we're in, the center of the drone, wherever that is, intersects that line. The line of the center of the drone from where it was to where it's now is, intersects the line of the wall. In other words, between those 2 points, right? Do we have a cross? And if we do, then we're going to bounce it back like that instead of crossing or blow it up, right? So that's what we're looking for. The trick is that we're going to do from the centers of the piece, and we might really be thinking, well, the edge of in real life when we test it, or when we test it, we might find that part of the drone does overlap, but it's not the center, and it's not really exploding when we want it to. So we may need to lengthen the drone's vector, right, between the 2 points. We might do that, but for now, this is what we're doing. We're checking to see if there's a cross. So in order to get those 2 points, we need to store the last X and Y position before the call to update. And so I think I want to create a separate function in here called store last position, like this. And then I want to say this dot last X equals this dot X, like that. And then I want to come in here and change this to Y, like that. And then I want to declare these. Whoops. Declare. I'm hitting the button. There it is. And don't choose change spelling.
Yeah, don't use change spelling. There's that UI going wrong again.
Have I talked about this?
Not enough, obviously.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Come on, Visual Studio team, help me out here. Yeah, this is we need to fix this. This is not gone wrong, but this is simply an opportunity to go right, is what I call this. All right, so we're going to declare that. We've declared those 2 pieces. Now we have our last X and our last Y. Now we can do the intersection test. So now, back over, oh wait, no we can't because we have to actually call it. So I'm going to call it from here. And let's see where we override this. Here we have an override where we don't call the ancestor, so we don't call the super, so I'm going to call it from there as well. So there's the store last position there. And do we have another one? We have another one in drone. That's the real important one. That's this one right here. Okay? So there we go. We've got it in all the places we need. Right there. So store last position. So now when we go over into sprites and we look at the bounce, or not the bounce, the wall, the horizontal wall bounce, this piece, what we really want to do here is we want to check to see if it intersects. And I think I'm going to just do this. If intersects, and we've got to come up with the drone, so we're going to say the sprite one. So we're going to say this dot last x, comma this dot last y, comma this dot x, comma. I'm sorry, I'm saying this every time. I mean sprite. The sprites.
That was me. I stuck the word this in your head. Unfortunately, what I meant was the this dot intersect, because that's why your IntelliSense is not working.
Oh, right. I gotcha. Okay. Let me get that. Okay. So this dot intersects. Then we have, then we need the positions of the wall. And the wall positions are in, hold on. We need to go through, these are all the walls, wait. For each wall sprite. It's wall sprite right there. So now we need to go into wall sprite and grab its X and Y positions, which I need to refresh my memory on. I did it yesterday when I was sleep deprived, and I don't remember anymore. I think it's NCAP 1 and NCAP 2, and their X and Ys is what I think it is. That represents where the wall is. And plus an offset by a certain amount, by half of its size, to get really right in there. So, but I think it's like, so it's wallsprite.ncap1.x and wallsprite.ncap1. Whoops, hold on, that's not where I want to be. Down here, that's where I wanted to be. .y, like that, and then wallsprite.ncap2.x. and wallsprite.ncap2.y. If we get the intersect, then we're going to destroy the sprite.
So the X and Y on the wall, sorry, on the end caps, that is still originating from the upper left-hand corner of those.
Oh wait, look at what I've done though here. See my left and right here?
Yep.
This we already kind of tested. So it's not actually the end cap, it's the half actual length. This is assuming it's already, okay, Roy's really quiet now. Let's bump his volume back up again. Let's see if that's better. Let me know if it is or not. Yeah, so this assumes the wall is totally extended. The downside to this is as the wall, if we use end caps, I think the end caps might be better because the end caps are moving, and so if the wall is not fully extended, you won't blow up accidentally. So I think I'm going to try this and go with this and see if it works. So
once again, this is a horizontal wall. It's got an end cap on left and right end. We're using the X and Y coordinates of each of those to define a line. So a line drawn from the upper left corner of the left piece to the upper left corner of the right piece, and we're going to determine whether the trajectory of our drone, our sprite, is about to cross that.
Yeah, and if it is, we're just going to blow it up.
Sounds good.
That's kind of what we've got there. So sounds good. Let's see if it works and looks good. Okay, getting ready. Here comes the load. There's a launch. There's the wall test. Oh, got a problem already.
Things be vanishing.
Yeah. Let's refresh over here and see what we've got. I'm going to do this, and we're going to do the same thing over here, see what kind of messages we get here. So there's the launch. Let's do the wall test. Okay, why is it working here? I did a refresh.
That's interesting.
Try one more time. Pretty sure I did it. Okay, there's the launch. Test wall. Do we not have a drone up? We need a drone up. Can you drop a drone for me, Rory?
Sure.
I bet that's the problem. It's the drone. There we go. Drones. Here comes the wall. Yeah, as soon as the wall comes out. It's the drones and the wall at the same time. All right, let's go back and see what our error is here. Let's look at this. Can it read property intersects of undefined? Horizontal wall bounce. This is not being called. This dot intersects. Do I have it not named? It's named. Class wall sprites. It's because I'm in a for each. That's why. And I haven't passed in the this arg, which is right here, like that. That's what I need to do. Okay, so cool. Let's try that now. Come back in. We'll reload this over here. While we're reloading that, I'm going to reload this one too, because this is a faster reload. And we can do a test right here real quickly, I think. There we go. Test wall. And drop a drone. Oops, I didn't do the command correctly. And there we go. We've got them both at the same time. Now we can actually go try to cross the path of the drone. And that's when we should see it. So I'm going to, boom, that worked. That looked like it totally worked. I'm going to get this out of the way. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. We don't have the walls on the other screen. So hold on a second. Let me get the, because we've got two different things happening here. Let's go do test wall again. And there come the walls. And now, Rory, if you fly up as you cross, you should blow up. That's
exactly what point?
It looked good to me. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, actually, that looks good. I think that's pretty nice.
Okay, Genesis e47 has caught a meteor. If you throw the meteor, is the meteor going to blow up? I think it will.
Should do.
If you try, drop the meteor right here, throw it down. Let's see what happens.
The training wheels are off.
The meteor did not blow up right there, but that may be the meteor's thing. But
is that possibly because the meteor was a part of him when he passed over it, so it wasn't being considered in and of itself?
I don't think so, but I think it could. I think what it really is this. Here's what I think is the problem: is we're only going through all the drones, all here. Yeah. We're not actually checking the others yet. So we need to add that other check. So let's put a to-do here, check for meteors as well. That's pretty exciting to me. I feel like at least when you crossed it, you were pretty good shape. You were pretty good shape there. It blew up just, yeah, get right here and drop down into it. And I'm going to drop a drone down. I'm going to just to see how close I have to be to it. Yeah, it's right as the centers cross. Wait, did I blow up too though? What happened to me when you blew up? Hold on. Are we blowing up all the drones?
No, because we had some left over after I died last time.
I don't understand how I disappeared. Let's go. I'm going to go right. Okay, let's see what happens. Genesis e47 died. Disappeared as you went out. Do you see that?
Wow, yeah.
I saw that. Okay, so what's going on with that? We've got a bug, and I really don't like this bug. I really, really don't like this bug. What is going on?
What happens if I come on first and somebody else follows me and they cross? So effectively, is there any kind of chaining effect here? Is it because he came along after me? I
don't know. Let me go right for. Can you come out? Bring out a drone. I think it does appear to do with the sequencing of this thing. Let me go down. I don't have checks for the. I only have checks on the horizontal here. Yeah. So Genesis e47 looks like came right after you. Drop down, and I bet we lose Genisco, but I stay. I still stay. Yeah. So let's go left 2. And let's do left 2 more. I'm going to go up and see what happens here. Up 3. Can you come out again, Rory?
Yeah.
And now let's see what happens when I go through it. Yeah. It's like I don't even get that. Let's try and figure out what's going on here.
But Janescu is okay.
Yeah, it's like only one is being taken out. It's like it's...
So you're killing whoever crosses and the person who came out immediately after them?
I think.
Which is very strange.
I think. Oh. I was thinking, could it be because we're in a for loop? A for each, and we're not going backwards and we're moving these? And 200 milliseconds passes?
Oh.
That seems like kind of unlikely.
That's quite the race condition that would be there.
Yeah, this for each should happen way faster than that. Oh, wait. Yes, I think this is the problem. I think it's not happening on the initial call, but I think it's happening on subsequent calls, right? Because you're still in the space in the area, and we're in this for each right here. Is that, and then just, is that possible that that's it? Let's try this. Let's try a reverse for loop here instead. And say wall sprite is of type wall is equal to this dot sprites of I, like that. And do that. Let's comment all of this out. So we're now going down backwards. Wait. It would not call. This isn't making sense. This should work. This should work right here. It's not assignable. I think I just need a type testing.
Where is Sprite coming from? Sprite singular. Oh, that's the one passed in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that is theoretically, being tested to see will it hit.
Yeah. That's this guy. We call it test sprite now to disambiguate. Okay. So now I'm counting backwards. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't think that this is going to solve it, but I guess let's try it because I don't have any other ideas. Let's reset. And actually, let's test over here. I have not refreshed yet here. And let's fly these around right here. I'm gonna put my drone out. I'm gonna go over to the right about 1 second, and I'm gonna go down by about 2 seconds. And now let's see if anybody dies. Anybody goes away. No one went away on this one. Huh? That's weird. Was somebody off screen? Oh, that took one person out. So we just duplicated it here. Let's refresh over here. And it looks like the stream overlay is loaded as well. Actually, we can just test from the stream overlay, see if that had any help at all. So let's do a test on the walls, and let's bring my drone out. So I'm right after you now, Rory. Let's see what happens if I blow up when you blow up. Please no. Please just let this fix this.
Through magic.
Yeah, I blew up. I went away. So this did not fix it. Okay. So
hang on. Did Ginescu 7 come out after me as well? Oh no, it's only one back.
It's only the one back. It's the one behind you. Is what's happening here.
I'm almost kind of happy that it wasn't changing the loop that fixed that, because that's still weird.
I'm with you. I totally agree. I'm like, okay, cool, because that means we kind of clearly know where our problem is. Oops, sprite. Or I say we clearly know it's somewhere in the code related to destroy by, and or removing or something along those lines. So destroy by. Let's look at the changes that we've made here. We also had nearby removing. We had this destroying call. If the sprite's not still alive, hold on. Is this, I want to go back to where we were. I'm wondering if it's, if it's with this for each. Would that change it, pass in? This could maybe be the problem here. And we got a for each here. It's just in this one. This is the piece. So my theory is that the for each is happening and the destroy happens, right, during the loop, and the drone that's passed in is changed. That is essentially a JavaScript
It's a pass
thing.
by reference kind of problem. So it was good when we set off the suggestion that it get destroyed, but by the time it actually gets around to happening, we've moved on to something else. But that would still only destroy one. So it would make sense if, for example, I would pass over and I would survive, but you would die because you were behind me.
But you disappear is what happens, right? Or the second one disappears. So I'm still running with this theory that this is the problem here. So I'm going to say let drone of type drone equal drones.sprites. Wait, no. Is that right? Yeah, drones.sprites of I. And we've got to also change length to be drones.sprites.length of I, like that. And then we are going to add this code right here. And this we're going to get rid of. So we've got now our for loop is going backwards. Typecast this. And let's see if this works. And if this doesn't work, I'm like, okay, I'm looking for new theories. So let's test this over here because we can get a faster refresh in the in this guy right here. So I'm going to just do a refresh. Get my test drone command or test wall command ready to bring out. And there's my test wall. Just bring out the drones. And over to the right.
You came out afterwards, so I should be able to.
I came out after you? I didn't notice.
Tell you what, I'm going to do that
Ah,
there.
we disappeared. I disappeared. Why
But
am
you're
I?
right, you are disappearing. I haven't
Does
noticed that.
anybody
There's no
know
explosion going
what's
on, you are
happening?
just being removed.
Yeah, I'm totally being removed. Okay, so not here either. Then
Is there a way to stick a breakpoint on the code that would naturally remove you,
yeah,
would not get kicked off by my being killed?
yeah. I think that's what we have to do. Is what I think we have to look for that code. So let's go look at the removing code. Hold on. I have a suspicion. Let's go to Sprite Proxy removing. Let's just comment out this line of code for a second and see what happens on it. Oh, that doesn't make sense either. That looks like that should work too. This is a reverse count. Remove.
What is it that causes expiration?
If the expiration date is expires. So the question is, so this is a good question. Let's not uncomment that out. Let's not comment that out yet. Let's look at expiration date and where it's being destroyed by is the call. That's where expiration date is being set. Okay. And that's
It's
being
not set because it's not called by that. It will be null or...
wait, ask the question again.
So if you do not call destroy by, then the expiration date is set to what? It's just null by default?
Yes, it's null. In fact, this code right here basically says, hey, if it doesn't have an expiration date, then I can add the change, otherwise don't. So basically the question is, what seems to be happening is this is being called, wait, hold
More
on.
times than we think.
No, it's not. It's not that, because we would see an animation, an explosion animation for it.
Sure.
Right? I'm pretty sure expiration date, which comes up here, still alive. Look, it's still alive. If still alive, then we're going to do that. Down here, we call destroying and removing. If we call removing, we call self-destruct on the drone. This.self-destruct, right? And if we call this.self-destruct, we call all drones.destroy with our user ID, add drone explosion. That's not happening.
An annoyingly large amount of sense.
That's not happening. So removing isn't being called, which means commenting out this doesn't matter, I think, at all. It's unlikely to matter. Yeah, those are just, I think we're all good. The still alive isn't being called. It's like it's actually being removed from the sprites list somehow. Wait, sprites.splice happens here. Do we have any other splice calls? I can't do it. Let's see if I can go through the entire solution looking for all the calls of splice. What do we have here? They're right behind me. I think I've got a clean version of me right there.
Is that an off by one error in the splice? Are we, because our iteration goes from something to length -1, so if there are, let's see, we should be going from 0 through however many there are. But
yeah,
does the splice work on a 0 base?
I'm going to say, yes, it does. I'm going to say that is not the index is the index of it, the piece right there. So it should start at 0 in all the places that we're doing it here, if index is greater than or equal to 0. And then this is the length. So the splice looks good in every case, and that's been working for a long time. So, but it's as if a splice is being called. So we've got an option to call it in remove expired sprites. We've got a call in bounce if it hits the floor. We're not doing that. What's this? Collect when you run over a coin. And clean up finished animations. That's only if it's sequential. Yeah, does not apply. And this call to destroy, which seems like a good place to put a breakpoint, I think. Let's put breakpoint on line 67 of sprites.ts, and we'll do it over here. Let's see what we get on that.
Janescu makes an interesting point. He's managed to put himself in the wall and is still there.
I think his center is not in the right spot yet.
You need to cross just a little more.
Yeah, a little more down, and I think he's toast, is what I think.
It's getting very close to the fire there.
Yeah, okay, so what did we say? We said, what class? It was sprites.ts on line 67. So sprites.ts, line 67, set a breakpoint there. Let's launch another drone. Let's do that. Janescu 7 just went right through it. That's interesting. Rory, can you drop down through? Okay, so
it hurt me.
Yeah, somebody is being destroyed right now. The sprites, can we see this sprite dot destroying? It's you. See right up there, Rory Becker CodeRushed.
Definitely destroying me.
Okay, so let's run.
That's the
let's
plan.
keep running. And, we have this stupid problem, don't we? We have this. Let's see if we can keep running without getting into trouble. Running. Only one called, but I'm gone.
Whoa.
2 disappeared. What is going on? Oh, I hate these kinds of bugs. Oh, no, wait. Oh, yeah, wait. What's so interesting is the stream. So hold on. The stream is kind of, in the stream that didn't happen. So in the stream, I've got right up here, I see CodeRushed. But let me switch away from here so you can only see the window. This is where CodeRushed disappeared.
Have any walls, right?
No, I'm not sure. It doesn't now. I just cleared them out. I wasn't sure, but it was because we had your drone in the stream is separate from the drone on this testing window here in Chrome, because they keep track of the positions. There are different positions here. So that's like stunning to me. Let's close this part down. Let's set only breakpoints over in here, just like this. And let's try to repeat again. So I'm dropping a drone out, and I've come after you. Go ahead and drop down in there. We're going to see if we can get... There's one breakpoint right there.
Okay.
This sprite is Rory Becker,
Me,
let's
good.
run it. And we don't get a second call. So that splice is not taking me out. And yet, if we go back and look at it, I'm not there anymore.
You're gone just as much.
So is there something else happening? Am I not? This is like the craziest, I think the subtlest, smallest little change led to this. TP Pazizzi says hello. Greetings, TB Pazizzi. Glad that you're here. We are, Roy, you want to tell people what we're doing while
Yeah, well,
play?
I mean, as for anyone who's been following the series, we are playing with drones. We are trying to make sure that they interact correctly with some walls that we're throwing up. But we're hitting a strange problem right now insofar as we were trying to get a drone to collide with the wall and blow up, which is great. It works. It does that exactly as it should. Unfortunately, whatever drone was created immediately after that particular drone is being wiped out as well, only not with an explosion. It's just being clean removed, and we are trying to figure out exactly why that is.
I have, Will says it's a conspiracy. Check the CIA code. Sex Positive, who still seems to be lurking, that's my wife, says, I knew it. Let's launch another drone and see what happens. Hold on. Here we go. Roy, you want to fly through? Did you come in after me?
I think I was after you this time.
Okay,
so
I'm going to
you made
now
it
do
across.
the honors. I'm going to now go down 2, and here we go. And now we should see
Okay.
this sprite, which is me. That's me dying. And oh, look at this, removed expired sprites. What's going on here? Is this still me or not? Oh, wait. Look,
That is you.
it's me, but are we not removing me twice? That's what I think is happening.
Oh, and the presumption of where you were means that I'm the one who gets kicked out.
Yes, that's what I think is happening. So hold on a second. Destroy is being called. I want to find out what the call stack is here to destroy. Where are we calling this from? It's only in this. Oh, but that came from our self-destruct, which came from our call to removing, which has been in removed expired sprites. Come on, there wasn't another. I was looking for another call in here. Hold on. Let's look at the call stack. Let's reproduce this, I think. Let's get rid of that. I think that's what's happening, Rory. It's a double call to removing. We need to clean up the way we're ending this thing. So let's go ahead and throw out another drone. And now go ahead and drop down through there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's that destroy funk? What's that doing?
So let's look at our call stack. This is what I want to look at here. Well, what is this doing? This is...
What I mean is the inner destroy funk, the one that we've passed in. Is that in any way doing a splice, and then we're doing a second one here where you are right now?
I don't know. We'd have to go out and see what that destroy funk is. It's called add drone explosion. You can see it there in little tiny letters right there, add drone explosion.
Okay.
So no, it is not. That's not going to do that. The splice call here is the piece that is of concern to me. I want to see what my call stack is here. So let's bring up my call stack and see what we've got here. Where are we coming from? Destroy, self-destruct, removing, remove expired sprites.
Right. There's remove expired sprites, which
So
is
removing calls
removing-
splice.
It's doing a splice after the destroying has already
Yeah.
called splice.
Yeah. The problem is removing is going to splice it out, and so does this. We have to take out one of these two. We also have to make sure that removing doesn't need to actually, is it called from anywhere else? It's not. So if we come in, let's go all the way up the call stack here. Self-destruct, that does feel like it should call removing. Okay, hold on. Destroy is called from where? Self-destruct, all drones, release drones. Okay. I am not thinking clearly on this. I can already tell that...
Okay, so destroy is called from the anonymous function, is called from the higher level destroy, is called from self-destruct. So self-destruct calling destroy makes perfect sense.
I think the question is, do we comment out this line of code? And if we do, what do we lose?
You You lose
I
the certainty that
think
by calling destroy from somewhere else, you will actually remove as well as destroy.
yeah. Let's take a look at
Nomenclature kind of
let's
thing.
take a look at where this is called from. Destroy is there. I'm thinking the problem is that we've got kind of a high level function called from a low level function, and this is kind of how we've got ourselves into this mess. And what we need to do, I think, is differentiate and tease out the high and the low aspects of the functions. So the high level one removes and the low level one does not, is what I think we need to do. The thing is that removing calling self-destruct is kind of problematic. Oh no, looks like I have got a...
Yeah, I agree. The idea that remove expired sprites, which is kind of an internal mechanic that says, yeah, we've got to get rid of these sprites, leads to anything called destruct, which is kind of a higher level concept, albeit in this case through the removing function. It's kind of small thing calls big thing.
Yeah. Hold on, un momento. I'm killing this version of Visual Studio, and oh wow, when I killed it, it gave me a chance to intercept. Oh no, and then it just died. Yeah, it totally locked up when I was clicking on the thing. Okay, let's come back in and bring in Mr. AnnouncerBot. I'm going to have to kill off, do some cleanup here. Give me a second. Clean up, kill all Chrome windows. Load them back up. And let's get back to where the code was we were looking at. We were in sprites, I think, is where we were looking at. Yeah, I've seen this problem when there's a lockup in Visual Studio when I'm debugging and I'm taking a long time inside of there to play through it. It seems like there's something doesn't work well with the way whatever we're doing. Okay, so
so we start with remove expired sprites, which we know calls removing, which we know calls into one of the destruction or the destroying functions.
Yeah,
something about that sequence is kind of, I don't know.
This
a little bit.
Yeah, this removing is good. The removing in wall is good.
Yeah.
The removing here in drone self-destruct call is bad, I think.
Yes.
Because we could do this. We could save it like this way. Let's do this. Self-destruct, and let's say this. This dot destroying equals true. It's kind of a cheap way out. It's kind of a hacky way out. But it's a way to get us out of this problem, I think. And this is going to be a Boolean, like that. And so if what we're going to do is this, we're going to say, get back to our oh, we've got this, darn it. Let's fix that then. Is destroying. Go find the other one. That one. Change it to is destroying. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to go back to where we were. It was in the call to remove. We were looking through that. And we want to say if not sprite dot is destroying. That's the fix, I think.
Okay, yeah. So we leave both in place, but we conditionally call one of them based on the other one not being called.
Wait, what's going on here? Why don't we see that? Oh, I know why. That's because it's in drone, and I need to put it in sprite proxy. What is happening with my... It feels like the keys I'm pressing aren't working the way I'm expecting them to. So we want to take this out of here and put it in sprite proxy. Right there, like that.
Okay.
And that should now go away.
At which point is it not closer to is removing? Because destruction is kind of the explosive nature of the drone.
I'm flexible on that name. Is removing, or is removing, is removed, is removing. Yeah, I think I'm going to do like that. So we're going to do that. And then what this allows us to do is whatever other high-level code is that won't break because of any other low-level changes we're going to make. So it's kind of a hack. I'm not entirely happy with it, but Will Bennett says, when in doubt, add an if-then. And also prior to that, it says VS is dead. Oh no, long live VS. Okay, so let's now see how this works. We're going to run it again because we lost, I think, Mr. Announcer Bot during that crash. And we will start it back up again. I think that might have been too soon. Hold on. Let's make sure we're up and running. Here comes the... I don't see Mr. Announcer Bot yet. Where are you, Mr. Announcer Bot? I'd like to solve that problem too. Mr. Announcer Bot, are you up and running? I don't see you in the house. Hold on a second. Yep, Mr. Announcer Bot is not running. Why is that? Don't I have a my startup for this? Solution, set startup projects. Well, I guess we got to stop everything here a second. Hold on, stop it. Solution, set startup projects. Multiple. That's what I wanted. That's weird that I lost that. Okay, we want to start up Mr. Announcer Bot. I'm going to say start without debugging, I think, on that guy. And overlay manager, I'm going to say start normally, so it'll start with debugging on the overlay manager. Click OK on that. Pretty sure I've got to kill Chrome again because I just shut it down, so I'm doing that. Bringing Chrome back up. Coming back in here to hit run. Multiple startup projects, that's what I want to see up there. And now we should see Mr. Announcer Bot. There we go, Mr. Announcer Bot starting up on that monitor. In the chat room, you can see Mr. Announcer Bot says he's in the house. And let's switch over to the overlay. Well, actually, let's do a test right here. I'm going to bring this up here. We'll do the test in here right behind me. So let's do it again. I'll do test wall. Like that. And wait for me to come out. And I'm out. Go ahead, drop through it.
Okay.
Nice.
Better.
Wow. That was crazy. Let's now, yeah, fixed. Now let's just check the precision of this. I'm going to see how close I can get to the side and see before I start seeing it. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down like 2. Nope. That was way too far. Go up 1. Did I not do that? Why did I move up 1? I am not in control of this. Rory, are you still there? Feels like I've lost Rory.
I am here.
Okay, Rory's there. All right.
And I've also launched a drone, but I do not see a drone.
So what's interesting is my drone commands aren't moving me.
Everything's caught up just now.
Oh, wow, that's
like there was a
crazy.
delay.
Yeah, it was like totally blocked. That's interesting. All right, so up
Okay, so
2. I'm going to go up. Wait, I want to try and come in from the side and just touch it. So why do we have 2 here? Oh, I know why, because we switched to fixed. That's what's going on. So let's go back to here. That's why we have 2 of everything. All right, so let's go. I'm going to just go, where are you, Roy? You're
right
above it?
Above the top.
Okay.
So I can go like 0.2 down or something.
I'm going to go, yeah, you can do, we know that that's going to go, and that's pretty effective. It's like you're right there. Can you go a little further?
Down 0.01.
Is this the thing that doesn't intersect because your moves are so small? Go down.
Oh, hang on, that wasn't done correctly.
I wonder if you're going to be able to pass through it, just like we saw before. I think it was e47 who passed right through it, wasn't it? Can you drop through? Here comes Will. Will seems to blow up right at the right spot. I'm going to go up, is what I've decided. I'm going to go up by about 1. Why aren't you moving, Rory?
I'm moving incredibly slowly.
Oh, it did work for you. Okay, good.
Work.
All right, so let's come
That
in.
last movement was 0.03, and it's still got me.
I'm going to try and line up just exactly with it, but outside, like right up here, and then move right is what I'm going to try to do. So let's go up about 0.3. And let's go up. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to hover over this, and I'm going to just go up. I'm going to move right from here over, move right 3, and see if I get hit at all. I'm right underneath it. So I just need to move up a bit. So now I'm going to move up by about 0.1. Up 0.1. Now go left about 3. Here we go. Am I going to blow? Ooh, I didn't blow here either. Wow, and I feel like I'm above it. Okay, let's go. So part of the problem is here, our lines aren't fat enough. Do you know what I mean, Rory?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, you can just imagine a laser sight emitting from either one of the drones and just barely missing the top, and it is pinpoint.
So let me try this. I think that's actually okay. I'm gonna say right 3, but immediately after that, I'm gonna put in a down 0.1 or down 0.2 is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have a diagonal going across here. So I'm gonna say right 3, and there's my down 0.2. Oh, I think I went down underneath it already before anything happened. Okay, let's try the opposite of that. Let's go left 3, and let's do an up 0.2 as well. We'll do that. So here's my left 3, and here comes my up 0.2. Up, not quite good enough. Let's go right 3 and do the same thing again. Here's my right 3. Let's go up. Yeah. I think it's working. Oh, look at that.
That was interesting.
Did you see that? It looked like
whoever was carrying the meteor.
The meteor looked like it exploded.
Up. It left the meteor in the air. Came down and exploded again.
Yeah, it looked like the meteor exploded. Did I not do launch? Spelled not launch right? Launch. Will's asking, how did I blow up? I didn't move. Did we have maybe we have a bug, Will? I didn't see what that was. And let's just see if I can drop right here. Will we see the meteor explode when it comes down? No. That was so that was interesting. So Will says he exploded. We saw an explosion and up on the screen. It feels like we've got another hard to find bug, is what it feels like we have. The cool thing is, though, is that we feel like the intersex is working, right? It feels like it's working. Like let's do this. Let me do a drone. Drop a drone out here. And, ooh, I got hit right on the right edge of that. Let me go up about 1. Let's drop another drone out. And let me just go straight down. So I'm going to go down 2. And am I going to get blown up there? I'm not blown up there. Let's go up 1.8, 1.5. And let's move left by about 0.1. And let's go up 0.5. Okay, let's go left 0.1. Let's go down. I'm just seeing where the edge of this thing is. Down 0.5. Oh, that was it.
So the center of your drone versus the upper left. Actually, that can't be right. No.
It looked like it was the center of the end cap is what it looked like, but I think what we're really dealing with is offsets. We're actually dealing with the upper lefts. So it was the upper left of my drone versus the upper left of the end cap is what I think it was.
Right.
So because of the size and the relative aspect ratios, it kind of looked like it was the center. But I think that also means that if I put the center of my drone, hold on, let me drop another drone out, and I go over here to the left side, that we're going to see what looks like a cosmetic bug here. Let's go left about 2. And let's drop right about, let's go right about 0.3. Let's go right about 0.5. I think, let's go.
So as long as your left-hand side
left
does
about
not cover the upper left of the end cap, you should be fine. So if you go down now, you should be good, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. Is I think that if I go down now, I won't blow up.
Yep.
That's the theory. Okay, so that's good. That means we need to center these points is what we need to do. Right?
But we no longer have, I was going to say, anybody blowing up when they shouldn't do, but we did obviously see that one thing.
Well, we have a claim from Will. We have that. Yeah, we don't have the problem we saw. If we can figure out how to duplicate that, that would be awesome. Will, you're not blowing up. Why aren't you blowing up? If you go down, are you going to blow?
He's too high at the moment. I reckon he's got a few extra pixels.
Yep, that was it. Did you see that?
That was beautiful.
That was
Meteor
awesome.
Knocked him through the wall.
Nice. Nice. You might want to make a clip of that point, Rory.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of a little bit fun to do. All right. So, all right. So, summary here. Let's take a look at this. Sprites. Let's come down here. What have we done and where are we? The intersects feels like it's working pretty well. Our X and Y's, though, are not offset by the centers of the respective sprites. And so what I feel like I want to do is fix that. And I think I want to fix that. Do I have in drone or sprite proxy, do I have the ability to calculate its center? Let's just see if I search for the word center. Do I have it? Am I using it anywhere? I've got a center X property. But center X, wait, these are locals. I thought there was a this.center X at the very beginning. Oh no, that's a local as well. So only locals. I have a this.width for the drone and a height. So drones have height and width, so they could actually come back and say what their centers are. But most things don't know what their centers are. I think they're not the sprite proxy, but the sprites list knows, right? So let's go back over here into wall. The test sprite is a drone, so the test sprite we could actually add properties to it so it knows the center of it. We could do the same with Meteor, and we could do the same with seeds. So we could have a last center X and last center Y, or we could say, does Meteor have a height or width? I don't think it does. Yeah, Meteor just is pretty simple. It just has an owner right there. Let's go look at this. Wall bounce. The data we need is here. It's inside this object. So I think we kind of need to pass it down, is what I think we need to do. Much as I don't like a lot of extra parameters, I think when I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pass in, I thought it was here. Hold on. Is it here? That's where it is. Sprite width, drones, dot, sprite height. Okay, this is what I want to do to change it to centers. It's more work, and the code's not as beautiful. But the problem is the information we need is in here, and we're not passing that information in. So now let's go into wall bounce, and let's pass in the sprite width, like that, and sprite height, like that. And now we've got those passed in. Let's take those and pass them in turn into these.
Mm-hmm. You just captured them now.
Thank you.
Go. Fair enough.
No, I saw it just the last minute. Thank you. That's awesome. Oh, and I
Actually,
totally
got it on both now.
got it. Okay, there we go. That's better.
That's the way. Yeah.
Okay, and then let's go get these pieces and pop them up in here as well. That we can calculate the centers, and we don't have to drop it down into the sprite proxy, which is like, oh, do I want to put all that weight down there? And I'm thinking, no, I'm going to put the burden more on the call. On the calling site, it's kind of like a 50-50 kind of decision there. Let's see. What else do we need to do? So here, now that we have the sprite width, we can kind of do this. We can say this is the sprite width of the test sprite. So we're going to say plus sprite width divided by 2. And this is going to be plus sprite height divided by 2. And then the same things here. So let's take that, copy it, put it over here. Yeah, it's getting messy. I agree. I don't know what I should do yet, if I should create a local variable to clean this up or not. But whenever I can't see the code on one line, I'm like, what's the best solution to this? Plus sprite width. So it looks like that. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do. Then we're going to come in to, it's because we're in the sprites proxy, we're going to come in here and send end cap. Ooh, end cap though has a different size. Hold on. End cap, I think I've got its size as a static variable in this thing called end cap. And which means this is going to be end cap dot. Nope, I don't see it.
Was there end caps, plural, at one point?
No, I just had expansion, initial velocity, length, that sort of thing. There was an end caps. You're absolutely right. Let's do that. Let's do end cap x plus end caps. We can get it that way. Absolutely, I think. Dot sprite width divided by 2. That's there. And the second one is going to get that 2 as well. And then the y is going to get plus sprite height, like that. And the y over here is going to get the same. Okay, so that, it looks like an extra plus.
So with these differences, we're now going to be comparing very specifically the center in both directions of any given drone with the center of either of the end caps.
Yep, that's what we're going to do.
And a line drawn between them, effectively.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Will Bennett says, if you drop a meteor on me, I blow up. See? Is that just because, is that because he was above the wall? Is that what it was? I think that might have been referring to that. I think I missed that.
I think so.
Okay, so let's do a launch. Let's do a test wall command. There's the wall being built.
I suspect, effectively, yes. Maybe I'm just a step behind, but is Will saying that we do not have a bug, as we thought earlier? It's simply because when the first person blew up and dropped the meteor, it dropped it onto him, and he then blew up, which then the meteor went through the wall and...
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's it. Let's go. So let's see. We've got, let's see. Let me bring out the drone here so we can do the testing. And it looks like a bunch of people are over on the right side over there. So now what we want to do is I'm going to move just to the right, like a 0.3. So now check it out. So now I would expect to blow up right here in this position.
Yeah.
I'm going to move left just the smallest amount.
You may have a shade safe at the moment.
Like right there. Okay?
So you're supposed to cross the midpoint of that left end cap in order to... So right now, I would say you're possibly safe if you go down.
And I might blow up. Right, let's do this. Let's move over one more to the left, and let's say let's get to where we should definitely be safe. So I'm going to say that feels like I should be safe right there.
Yeah, because you're on the left-hand side of the end cap and nowhere near its center.
Yeah.
With respect to your center.
Yeah. So let's go down. Wait. Hold on. I just thought of something. Yeah, so the thought is this. It's just a better collision detection. We take the diagonal of the points, the 2 points, right? Then we add on the half widths of them, or we get them to their center points, or we just add the rectangles on. And then we have 2 rectangles in space, right? That represents the drone before and the drone after. Then we turn that into one big rectangle. Can we do that? No, we can't, because we actually, if it crosses path, then we do the rectangle overlaps, but we really can't. We really need essentially a parallelogram test of a parallelogram against the line, against the wall, to see if it hits. So I'll give it some more thought. All right, so anyway, I'm going to move down right now, and I'm going to move down 1, and let's see if I stay alive. and I stay alive. That's what I'm
Doing the same
expecting.
thing at the other end, and I'm still alive too.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, nicely done. Okay, so let's now I'm going to move right a
Just gone
0.2.
0.1 in my case.
I just went over 2.2, and now I'm expecting to die when I go up.
I think I'm going to be okay still.
Huh. I'm
Russian
okay.
roulette with drones.
Okay, now I'm going to move right just a little bit more. A 0. Has anybody blown up? Wait, is Will Bennett going up and down? Have we completely destroyed this?
He's going to do something fun there. I don't know what he's looking to prove.
Wait, are we doing careful moves? Will, can you go up? I feel like we should be blowing up, and we're doing all these careful.
He's going to go up. He's going to blow up, and then the meteor's going to come back and crash. I don't know what it's.
Right, but my theory is that nobody's dying at all. Is my theory.
I'm going to go down now. I think that's about the limit of where I think my safety is. If any further left, I think I should be in trouble. So hang on. Let's go.
I don't think anybody's dying. That's what I'm saying. Here comes. Yeah. Oh no, wait.
I died.
Okay, never
died.
mind. Never mind.
Good.
Okay, so I'm kind of
We're all
definitely
just
in.
getting really good at this precision flying.
I feel like I'm too far in. I feel like hold on. Let me go left.
You should definitely be dying where you are. If you go.
I feel like I should die here, right about there. I'm right on the edge of it. Let's go down.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope. Let's go
I
right.
still feel if you go like 0.1 to your right.
There we go. Let's go up.
Now I think.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So I guess I'm okay with that. You're good with your side. I wasn't paying attention. You're,
Yeah. I think it was almost exactly like you experienced there. There was like this piece right on the edge, and it was like, where is the center? And it pretty much is the edge of the graphic that shows up,
And
which is kind of exactly what you want.
yeah, so that's kind of cool. Will, can you go up? Just give a bang U command to see if you blow up. I want to make sure that's going to happen as well. Oh, this might actually do it because there's a. There we go. Okay, good. Nice. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Okay. So now the next thing I want to do. Do you mind if I keep going, Rory? How are you doing over there on time?
Yeah, we can go a bit.
I want to do just one cool thing, and then we're out. Okay?
Okay.
Since we still don't. Since my wife is on the fence.
On the fence.
She's leaning towards explosions in the house. I don't know. Were you hear her, Rory?
On the side of no explosion.
She says she's not on the fence. She's well on the side of no explosions. Since she's not firmly behind explosions in the house, we're going to do some explosions in the code. We're going to get those. Remember those sparks that we had when we hit the wall? I want to throw some sparks up as well. I'm not going to bounce back yet. We'll save that for tomorrow's show. But I want to throw up some sparks. Okay? So let's go over to Maine because we were doing some tests on sparks over in Maine. And let's just refresh our memory on terms of what that code looked like. And we basically picked one of the spark pieces. So I'm just going to pick one of these. I'm going to say the down and right sparks, fine. And I'm going to add the center point of the drone is what I'm going to do. So let's do that. So that means we're going to go into sprites. And in our destroy by call, we are going to throw in some sparks as well. So there'll be a destroy by on the sparks immediately, and the destroy by might happen a few seconds later. So we're still not...
Janescu 7 has just said drones are going to have health soon, I guess.
Yes, they're going to have health, exactly, because I want them
So
to...
you ram into the wall, and if you get out of there quickly, maybe you don't lose everything.
Right, exactly. But we're going to put sparks up here for now. And so to do this, we just basically need we need this... we need something like this. Let's just create some numbers here to start simplifying this. So we'll say drone center X, like that, and that's equal to test sprite. It's equal to that.
It's starting to look like there's some serious potential behind, I don't know, a custom point or vector class, because we're having to declare 2 variables for a point every time, and we're going to have to, you've got lines that are effectively 4 variables potentially.
Yeah, I think
clean up with a little bit of...
I think we've got a nice cleanup day ahead of ourselves here in the future. So there's my drone center X and my drone center Y. And so now we can throw our sparks in, and I think that's as simple as that, just for now.
Maybe you're right.
Let's try it. Let's refresh. Yeah, I love Six Positives asking, and why are we assuming I cook his food? Yes,
Maruko, trouble.
Maruko, you're in trouble. You're not her favorite anymore. Anyway, hey, honey, baby, go get me a.
Oh, you're not.
Go get me a sandwich and a beer. Can you do that? Make me a sandwich and a beer.
If you were man enough to drink a beer, I would.
Yeah, she said if you were man enough to drink a beer, I would. I don't drink beer. So how quickly they fall. Oh, I think she might be talking about me or Maruko. Either way, both of us. Okay, so here we go. CodeRushed. So there we go. Let's do the test wall out there. And so now when you fly through that, Rory, you should see some sparks right around the center of your drone as you do that. Let's see if we see some. Okay, that worked for me. I like that. Let's go over to the right. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's all going to be repetitive. It's always the same thing, but at least we're seeing how we're going to put these pieces together. Here comes mine, right? So that's there. You could almost argue that, hey, maybe we should see what the drone's velocity is and hold it onto the drone, maybe. Yeah. But there's that. Let me change the sparks a little bit here. I like those are pretty serious sparks. And I want to go with, I think right 2 sparks was kind of nice. Let's do this. And we're going to create a function tomorrow that kind of determines the sparks based on your direction. I think we'll do that. And let's change that. Let's refresh. Got the stream refreshed. At least it's starting up. And it's almost loaded. Coins are up, and the stream overlays there. Here comes the test wall. Going to do a launch, just throw out a drone, and move to the right. 3, and drop down. I think I want our drones on top of, I want the drones on top of the walls, I think. I think I'm going to make that change too. Let's make that change, and then we'll refresh here. That's going to be inside our update screen function. So we're going to look for that. There it is right there. And where's our drones.draw call? All drones update positions. All walls.draw. We want to move the walls. We want to, hold on. Well, I don't know though. The cool thing about the walls on top is the walls have a transparency, an alpha edge to them that blends in with your drone when you're slightly above or below it. So maybe I won't. I'm not 100% certain on it. I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. Let's do it and see how it looks. So we've got our walls drawn here. All drones are drawn here. We need to draw the walls behind these things. So let's do that. And the end caps could be in front. Ooh, that would actually be cool. So we're going to draw the walls behind, but the end caps are going to be in front. So you'll flow behind the end cap, but you'll be above the other, which I think will be kind of cool. All right, let's do a refresh and see how that looks. And then we'll give away copy CodeRushed.
Well.
And then we'll say goodbye to Rory. Well, what? What do you mean, well?
Well, it's a great thing to do. It's just sort of the natural part of the sequence, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All this demonstration of good use. I mean, I'm still loving. Obviously, I wasn't here when you did all of this, so just to see. I mean, this is kind of it, isn't it? The catch-up exercise. I see you scroll past. I can see the diagram with the intersection information in it that is then gone on to be used ultimately in algorithms and what have you.
Ooh, nice. Will Bennett just missed it. And we don't have a check for vertical yet. Oh, here he comes, though. Oh, he just got out of it. Okay. So that's pretty good. Move to the right and drop down. Boom. Yeah, it looks way better being on top. It looks way better with the drones on top. Yeah. So I'm pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I feel really, really good. This might be another clip that you make, Rory, if you want to make a clip for us and show this stuff happening. It's not bad. I think the sparks have got to have momentum, though. They've got to have the same momentum as Yeah, you know what?
They'd be traveling. They'd take the momentum of the drone. So if I'm moving across at sort of whatever
Yeah.
speed, they'd continue.
Yes. And it's almost like the momentum after we calculate the bounce. So we kind of have to calculate the bounce, get the momentum, and then give it to the sparks. For now, though, let's do this. Let's just as a test, see if we can do it. I was going to wrap up the show, but I'm like, wait a second. Let's get the sparks, and let's take a look at those. These are the sparks right here where we create them. Let's say sparks move equals true, like this.
Okay.
Okay, so sparks moves is true. Now, normally that means that they're going to fall due to gravity, which is, I think, okay. I think that's okay. Is that okay or not? Yeah, because the drones.
That's fine. Yeah.
But what I wanted to do is I want to give the sparks a velocity.
Give it an initial velocity, but
Yes.
essentially still suffer from gravity. It's like the last vestige of the drone is still continuing and exploding,
Right.
sort of on the move.
Yeah. Now here, I want to do this. In my add call, what I want to really do is I want to return a sprite proxy. And so I want to create a new local variable of type sprite proxy. Let's see. We're going to call this our sprite, like this. It's of type sprite proxy, and then I'm going to say that's equal to this, and we're going to return it. That allows anything that calls it to make some changes to it. So that add call is right here. And now we're going to call this I think I can do this LSP like that to give me a sprite proxy. And we're going to call this our sparks like this equals that. And again, we're going to fix this. We got a to do in here. Get appropriate spark animation based on drone velocity and wall, like that. Okay, so that's my to-do there. Now inside my sparks, I'm going to come in and say sparks dot change velocity, like that. Come on, give it to me. All right, change velocity, and I want to pass in the test sprite dot velocity. X and test sprite dot velocity Y. And if everything works like we're expecting it to, we should see the sparks
now as well.
Okay. Excellent. So we've got a now there. Is there something else I need? I don't think so. I think change.
That might be it. You're transferring the velocity onto the sparks. The sparks themselves suffer from gravity, so if the ship was going down, it'll be going down extra fast.
Yeah.
If it's going up, it'll arc up and then go down. Although technically the sparks will have sort of ceased to exist probably by then.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to follow you is what I think it's going to do. And so let's try that. Let's do a refresh. And do this. Sakelo says map computes are 30% faster than for each. What's a map compute? I need to look into that. Okay, so here we go. We've refreshed. Let's drop a drone out. Let's do test wall. Here comes our wall. Let's move over to the right. And let's drop down through it. Didn't look like it moved at all to me. I think it means the map function. It says Will Bennett. Let me try bringing another drone out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down all the way to the bottom. Go down about 7. Move over to the right by about 2. And then move up. Oh, here I come right through it. Oh, I'm slowing down. That was depressing. Let's try again. Let's bring out a new drone. Nope, they're definitely not moving. No. Why aren't they moving? Hold on. Let's see if we've got that here. So right to sparks add. Right to sparks is load sparks. Calling load sparks. We're setting load sparks. We're setting moves is true.
Yep.
Why isn't that sufficient? All sparks. Let's go look at where else we're setting moves to true. Red meteors, all meteors. Dot add. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't effing get it. Well, oh, I know what we need.
Do we
need
have to update
Yep.
position?
Yeah, we need an all sparks is what we need. Whoops, we need an all sparks update position call. And I bet that's what we're missing. That's got to be exactly what we're missing. It's got to be here. That's going to do it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's refresh. So Kelly says you could replace the for each with map directly. I need to totally research that.
So is this because you're doing selection using a for? Sorry, not selection, but because you're doing something to all of the things that you are for reaching over.
I'm not sure what the context is of this yet, and so I need to kind of get a sense of that. By the way, we're not hurting for performance in any way that I can tell. So understood that they're 30% faster, but we're iterating through like a handful of elements. Even at the most, when we fill the screen with coins, it's like 1,000 elements, and we're iterating through that probably in like easily like a sub 80 milliseconds, or even better than that. What's happening? Where's my carrot? Let me come over and type in test wall. Oh, it looks like somebody got that. Now we got 2 of them up there, and let's bring out the drone, and I'm going to try and get a move down, move right, move up by about.
That was working.
Whoops, that was totally wrong. Did it work?
Yeah, I think so.
I just totally
More
blew it.
obvious when going up, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that again. Down 8, and then I'm going to go left just a little bit as well. And then up. Oh, no, I totally missed it. Oh. Come on. I'm like the worst drone pilot right now, it seems. Let's try one more time. Right? And here we go. There we go, coming through it, and that didn't look like it moved to me. Did yours look like it moved?
It moved down. Gravity was too high, perhaps. What's gravity supposed to be at the moment? So when
it's
you
Earth.
went up, it went down.
It's Earth.
Anyway.
If we launch, we see the planet. We can change it to Pluto, so it has less of a gravitational effect. Let's watch Rory. Yeah, it's not moving. All sparks at update positions. Why are you failing? Did I not refresh?
That did not move up, but the other one did move down when I was going down.
You sure about that? I didn't see
Yeah,
it.
pretty sure. So I think maybe it was the speed that I was going up was just enough so that the gravity was cancelled.
If this moves, yeah, we're definitely setting moves to true. Right, let's confirm that on all sparks.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I think, was that Will just collided with it and it moved down, but it was a very small fraction?
All right, let's try. I'm going to try one more time and look very carefully at this. See if I got a. Are you doing it right now? Go ahead. Dive, Rory. Dive.
Am I too hot? Oh, not quite. I'm just about. Trying to do this from a delay as well.
Yeah, no, I got you.
We're going to go down, and let's see what happens.
You're moving so slowly. Yeah, it's going to be like you're
really
right over it. You're over the wall. Okay. Down, 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 down.
Burn that way.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it moved to me. Your explosion goes with you, but the other does not. Let's go look at our code. I'm thinking now the problem is in here, and I think it might be. Is it possible that destroy by kills our velocity? Would that make sense? That doesn't make sense.
Oh.
I don't think so. No, it just sets expiration date here. Set a breakpoint. Let's just set a breakpoint in here. And let's switch over here. Let's go bring up the... okay. I've got it on my... I just want to prove that I'm... I was going to say, I want to prove. Pause in Visual Studio. What? Already? This is... We're getting into trouble here. Test sprite. I wanted to breakpoint here is what I wanted. Let's turn off this and just run it for a second so we don't hang because we've seen that before. Let's refresh here. Bring up the wall. There's the wall. Here comes Rory. Wait, let me set the breakpoint. Don't do anything. Okay. That's what I want to set it to right there. Okay. And let's come back out. Roy's got a drone. He's going to go diving right through it. Okay. What's the X and Y velocity?
So what's my velocity? Yeah, sorry, exactly. 0.04. That meters per second?
Should be. Yeah, velocity should
okay.
be. So your X velocity was at 0.5 meter per second. Your Y velocity was not much. So we should see that going here. Let's just step inside. And wait, why didn't step inside work? I hit F11. Wait. What's going on here? Let's do something different. Let's run. Let's hit continue. Let's come over here and go into inspect. Do we have any problems in the console? Change velocity of undefined. That's why it wasn't working.
Ooh.
Okay.
We're in a for each again.
I think, is that the problem? Let's look at the code over here.
Well, no, we should still have...
Oh, hold on. Look. It's right. It's undefined coming back from add. Let's look at this. Did I not return it? I failed to return it. That's the problem. Okay, and there, we just had that too. Okay, let's go back and
So we've
refresh.
just had all this placebo movement.
Yep.
Although, I suppose a certain degree due to gravity, perhaps, because that's just the same anyway.
Well, but the other thing, remember the other thing that happens is when your drone explodes, Rory, the explosion does move with you. Okay, and we did fix other problems. So so let's do that. So here we go. Let's look at, let's do a refresh on the stream. Well, Ben, it says from the sleep-deprived episode to the marathon episode, classic. Right, yeah. Notice the difference in quality. We're still making some mistakes, but we're catching them faster compared to the sleep-deprived one, and we're getting a lot more done. So that's why it's important. All right, here comes the test wall. Test walls are coming up. All right, Rory, dive, and let's hope to see these go with you. I think it went with you. That one actually, I feel like I'm not making it up in my head. Let's see if I can go through really fast up and see if it does that. So I'm going to go down about 5. Get ready to go up. And actually, let's just go. I have not been watching. I've been trying to just figure out my drone here. Let's go down 5. Let's go right. So I'm underneath it.
We're going up now.
It didn't look like it do it. Did it work? It didn't look like it worked to me.
I'm watching the stream version.
Here comes.
And no.
Oh, wait, it did. It dropped down, though. What happened is, yes, it dropped down. The reason why is because the drone doesn't have gravity. It essentially has its own thrust, right?
Oh,
and so if we say, what we have to do is we have to think about this. We either have to attach it to the drone, or we have to also give it the drone's thrust in that moment. Okay? So give it the drone's thrust in that moment. And that'll make it work, because it's always going to come off of you and it won't stick to you. And I think it makes way more sense to have it stick to the drone. The other thing that we can do, actually, here's the better approach to this, I think. Let's go look at this where we're adding this code. Right here. And instead, what I think we want to do is this. I think we want to say, it's much more fun to say, now the meteor is going to blow up. The meteor is just going to blow. So the meteor is not going to have this. So I think we need to do something like this. We need to say, if test sprite, what is it? Is instance of drone, I think is the code. That's the correct code. Then we're going to say drone of type drone equal, I guess we're going to typecast the drone of test sprite. Tell me, Rory, what are you thinking?
I'm not sure of the syntax, but I believe that I noticed your syntax in the signature here that says drone or meteor, and I believe if you do a test, if the right kind, to determine if it is a drone, then test sprite is redeclared as drone within the block that did the test. So it actually, you can possibly get away with directly calling drone methods on there.
Okay, so let's just do a test here. Let's just say sparks equals this. Let's just try.
Sparks currently a property on.
It's not, but I want to declare it, and I want to see if
Okay.
it declares it in there. Now, is it going to know to put it in drone?
That's a different. Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
There you go.
The answer is yes. Yay, Rory, and yay, Anders Heilsberg.
I'm sure I also heard somebody say that this was eventually coming to C# as well. This ability to, you've done a test to see if this is the type. Therefore, within here, this is the type.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it. It's really awesome. Okay, so now we've got sparks, and we've got a draw adornments thing inside of here, is what we've got. Somewhere in here. Let's go find it. Draw adornments in drone. So draw adornments in drone can now draw the sparks. We can say, hey, if
Okay, because adornments are always relative to your
sparks,
the thing that you are adorning.
yes,
Then this will work perfectly.
sparks dot, well, then what we really want to do is if this dot sparks, then what we kind of want to do, actually maybe not here, I don't want to draw it here actually. I'm taking it back.
It's going to work because don't the adornments only get drawn whilst the thing is being drawn? So as soon as we've finished with our explosion, that's it. Our drone is gone, and therefore our adornments are gone as well.
Well, we got to clean up. I haven't quite figured out cleanup on this yet. But my idea is let's look at these a second. Maybe I've got the wrong ideas here. I may actually be wrong. I may be making the same amount of mistakes as I was making in the Sleep Deprived show. I'm just way more enthusiastic about them all. So
We're making a lot more progress.
Yeah.
There's definitely progress going on here.
all right, so let's see here. Change velocity by, we're calling get horizontal thrust. Should I instead attach the drone to the sparks? Is the other question. Should I give the drone, wait if I did this. Hold on. I got it. I think I got it. I'm going a different direction. I'm going to take these. We're going to create a descendant of Sprite Proxy called Sparks. I'm going to put it in here for now because, Roy, you can explain why I'm going to do that, I think.
I'd have to know why you're doing that.
Oh, you don't know why? Okay. I'm creating it in this class because if I move it to another class, I incur like a 30-second.
Yes, I thought you meant from a literal coding point of view. Why should this descend for this? No, the reason you're doing this is because if you were to introduce new files, then you'd have to have them referenced by the HTML. They'd have to get found by the HTML, which would involve restarting absolutely everything. This is just a quicker way to get to the endpoint. We can move it out into a new file later.
Yep, it's a quicker way. All right, for this vertical thrust, let's go ahead and declare that. And let's get a horizontal, like that. And let's return this dot horizontal thrust, like that. Look at that. I just pasted the line, then used smart duplicate line on it to get it to convert horizontal to vertical, or vertical horizontal, because it saw me do it up here. All right, let's go look at my constructor inside here. So we copy all of this stuff down. Actually, it's going to be faster if we copy the constructor from drone. So let's go look at the drone's constructor. That's what it looks like. And the super, we can get that, put that here. And I think that's going to clean up our red lines. And so now we're going to create a new Sparks object instead, is what we're going to do. And we're going to set its thrust, and then when it calls the override, it'll have the same thrust. So whatever thrust you were doing at the time, it'll use, which should still line up closely. If you suddenly change thrust or direction, then we might have problems. This code I'm writing now, we may have to change. It's kind of acknowledged it's going to kind of line up the sparks with it. But the sparks only have to live for a second or two, right? And so that's going to do that. So we're going to now then we're going to create, we need to make a couple changes here. And mainly we got to make changes in, where is it? In, we can't really call add here. Well, that was for our testing, so that's okay. But we really need to take all of this code out, and we need to kind of put it back over here. So let's go kind of do this. And we need to do something that looks more like this. Call WordSparks dot sprites dot push new, and it's going to be sparks like that. And I think we can maybe just do that. We don't need this, and we don't need this. We need just one new, and that is what I think we need. Whoops, hold on. Starting frame index is going to be 0. Looks like I had some other data that I could have used here. Hold on, let me copy this and undo. Get me back to where my other data was. Drone center X and Y is what I needed. Okay. And that. Drone center X and Y. And we don't need the, we don't need that there. So now we're adding just that, the sparks to it. And we do need to have a variable of this type, sparks, and that's of type sparks. And that's going to be equal to that. Now we can come down and say sparks dot vertical thrust is equal to my test sprite, which is the drone, dot get vertical thrust. And that takes a now. Okay? And then let's do the same thing down here with horizontal. Like that. And then we're going to say push. That's the sparks in. So that'll take care of the drawing and the cleanup, and when that's done, it'll remove it. This will give it its initial thrust right there, or right what those thrusts are. So whatever is being applied into it. We also need to call a change velocity on it, I think, like that, change velocity, and pass in the test sprites velocities, which I think I had that line of code and I removed it. So
it's up at the top. It's the comment block just above. The whole of it is pretty much what you need.
Perfect. You just earned your weekly paycheck right there, Rory, by saving me all of that. Okay, excellent. So then I think that's it. That with the horizontal thrust, that I think is our new fix. And we've still got the destroy that's happening there within 200 milliseconds. And so now we should see, if we refresh.
We should fly some drones. Well, crash some drones, really.
Getting ready to do the test wall. It's loading up. There it is. Here comes the wall. The wall is up. Whoa! What's my problem? What's my problem, Rory?
Wow.
Did I add
sparks quite thoroughly to me there, I think.
Yeah, I sure have. How did I do that? I thought I'd remove the code. I was in drones. I was going to add sparks. Hold on. Let's go look at this. Find sparks. Oh, I did add it. Did I do anything with it? No, I'm not filling it in. It has no references. So what is going on? Let me try it as well. Let me come over and just see what's going on here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Offset as well.
I think I'm drawing, I think I've got code in here that's drawing the sparks, is what I think. The thing that's really bizarre to me, hold on. It's the, let's go through. There's got to be something crazy going on here. That's the right. All right, I know we want to CodeRushed sparks. Hold on. Let's double check this. We're adding no matter what.
Oh, right.
We were outside the if check on the intersects right there.
But
Okay.
it's still off by a fair bit. I mean, it wasn't on top of. Mind you, no, it's the wall location, is it? That
It's
what's causing it to be about an inch lower than I am when it's adding it?
see the drone center X and Y? This drone center X were I think not set in here. Is that right or no? Oh no, wait, they were set. I'm not sure why it seems off. Let's just change it to here and see what happens. Let's refresh. We're going to give away a copy of CodeRushed. And we'll let Rory go. Yeah, we've been going crazy long.
Been good stuff though.
It's not bad. Okay. Come in. Last test, and we're going to give away a copy of CodeRushed. Okay, here we go. There's the test wall. See if the drones come out clean now. Looks like they're coming out clean. 2, go down. 3, here we go. Let's watch it. Okay, so I'm off. My X and Y are off. The drone center X and Y are off. I think that's because I've got to, hold on, I've got to offset it. I'm missing an offset that I used to have that I didn't have anymore. Here, what's happening in add? It's this bit.
Sure.
The minus origin Y and origin X. So is what I need to do. And let's see, that's in sprites. So I need, in my call to add here, it's got to be minus the sparks, origin X and Y. So we're going to be changing these tomorrow, right? But let's get these pieces. And it's going to be drone center X minus that, and that piece right there, drone center Y. What's kind of cool is we've kind of created a nice little gaming engine totally from scratch, if you look at this. And, based on, it's been about 90 hours worth of work, roughly. So it's about roughly 2 weeks, but 2 weeks of full-time work, I think. But that's kind of what we've got. Let's do a refresh of the screen and see if that now lines up where we're expecting it to be. Bring another test wall up. And, whoops, that was too soon. Wait till the overlay's loaded. There it is. Here comes the test wall. Here comes Rory. And Rory's going to drop through it. And we're going to see sparks shoot out from the center of Rory. Go for it, Rory.
There we go.
Nice. Okay, that worked. So there we go. Let's give away copy CodeRushed, shall we?
Go on then.
All right. Because, do you know what time
You know
it
what
is?
time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for
CodeRushed giveaway.
Time for CodeRushed giveaway. And today's winner, look for it up there.
Sushinator.
Sushinator. Excellent work.
Congratulations.
Really good job, Sushinator.
Copy of CodeRushed.
Yeah, you won a copy, and you were really skilled in the way you randomly were picked today. I really, really like that skill that you used.
The determination was amazing.
Yeah, I will contact you on DM on that. Let's do this. I'm going to go up at like 5 seconds and try and shoot through that as fast as I can, like this, and just blast through. Yeah, much better. So the sparks follow me. Very happy about that. Really nice. And with that, Rory, thank you so much, my friend.
My pleasure.
Everybody else, thank you so much for showing up. And Janiscu7 looks like Janiscu7 wants to do a test and drop right through there. And there's the test.
It is fun.
Looked like it didn't quite follow him as much as I wanted it to, but I feel like it's not bad. And we can also accelerate the speed of that so we can kind of clean it up so it's good enough for humans to be like, yeah, it looks like it's shooting out sparks. With that, thank you so much to everyone. Thanks in the chat room. Will Bennett, as usual, you've been incredibly valuable. Janiscu7. I'm trying to think of who else helped us out here earlier today. Maruko helped us out. Sex Positive, thank you so much, Sex Positive, for showing up and putting us all in our place where we belong. We, as men, we wouldn't be where we are without strong feminists like you. helping us out. Thank you so much for that. Sakello, Real McCoy, everyone, thank you, and we will see you tomorrow.